Hello, everybody. It's Friday. That means it's time for another topic of the week. First things first, last week's topic about increasing tournament appeal. Lots of good responses there. Give a quick shout out, obviously, to the original video, to Once Bitten, who kicked it all off. Make sure you check out his to see it. Orange Road also had a nice, it's almost tangential response, but it fit right in. There were lots of people who shared some really good stuff. Scott R., who I mentioned on the show this last week on Warhammer Weekly, also had a good response. And guess what? All of those are linked in last week's video. And you know where you can find that? Right down below. That's right. Of course. So this week's topic, also a viewer suggestion, comes in from Kyle the Peacemaker. And I thought it was really interesting. So my co-host Tom is off to a tournament this weekend. And it sort of aligns well. Kyle asked a question about sort of toxic players. Now, one of the questions that he had phrased was, do hyper-competitive events attract sort of toxic players? I think the answer to that is no in general, because even spending a long time in different games, going to hyper-competitive events, going back to Magic or other things, I've generally found that my experiences are almost overwhelmingly positive. And if there's one thing I'll say, it's that we have a really great sort of community and all these different little communities that you get together with, small or big, however you want to draw the line. In general, I find it to be overwhelmingly positive. And most of the people you meet are really nice and friendly and awesome. And, you know, the tournament that Tom's going to, which is hosted by Steve Herner, Holy Wars, you know, we were there for Holy Havoc. And, I mean, it was fantastic. Every single person I met couldn't have been more friendly, couldn't have been more awesome. And that's the true when I go to Buckeye and all this stuff, right? So there's, I think most of my tournament going experiences over the many years are positive. That being said, I think we all have the story of that toxic player. Just somebody who's at the tournament or you've played a game against that is so overwhelmingly negative or just awful to play against. Whether it's their attitude or whether they, you know, maybe they're honestly cheating. Like they'll, you know, do weird things with their dice or incredibly slow play you or something like that. There's lots of choices. That's what I want to talk about, okay? I want to talk about those toxic players and how did you deal with them? That's the question for this week. So short and simple topic. Have you met some toxic players? Share your story and share how did you overcome it? How did you deal with the situation? There you go. Look forward to your responses. As always, video responses will be linked down below, but feel free to share your story in the comments. And as always, we'll see you next time.